Hey, thanks for joining us again. This is Pete with AquaFX. I wanted to display today what one could expect when they get their Barracuda RODI system in the mail or at a local fish store. What you will be receiving is a box with a RODI system on the front, AquaFX. What I recommend is to grab something sharp that will let you cut the packing tape off the box. What you will see when you first open up is that we have high density foam that we pack each unit with to ensure the safety of the unit during shipping. What we like to do is pull the unit out of the box through the foam, and it should look something like this. A perfectly encapsulated unit full of foam. We will then remove the foam from our unit, yielding our AquaFX RODI Barracuda. Few things to note: that there will be a pressure gauge mounted on the face of the bracket. Check for the AquaFX logo, make sure it's AquaFX authorized goods. You'll have each filter full of their respective sediment, carbon, and DI filter. We use a 1 micron pre-filter in order to assure that no sediment will break through either to the carbon block or to the RO membrane. If you do have sediment breakthrough get on the RO membrane, you're going to experience a faster flow from your RO system as well as a decrease in the quality of TDS. So you definitely don't want that to happen. Inside of the box that we unpacked our unit from, there will be an installation kit. Included in the installation kit, I'm going to go ahead and open it. You just tear right in. You've got your 100 gallon per day Aqua Engineering and Equipment RO membrane, which will need to be installed before the unit is started. You will have your installation guide, complete with your warranty, owner's manual, and troubleshooting guide, as well as any installation diagrams. You will have 2 lengths of 1/4-inch RO tubing, one for the product out of the unit, one for the feed into the unit, which we will talk about. And you will have your 1/4-inch quick connect hose bib adapter, which will allow you to come off of any 3/4-inch male garden hose spigot or utility sink adapter. You will also have a 10-inch filter wrench, which is good for quick changing of any filters. As the unit comes, it will be pressure tested, so there won't be any leaks. The first thing you're going to want to do is to go ahead and disconnect the tube from the RO membrane. You're going to want to unscrew the cap of the RO membrane, at which point you're going to remove the RO membrane from the clear plastic, like so. We then want to install the membrane double O-ring end first into the housing. You will feel it seat within the cup that it sits inside of. Then you can take the cap, install the cap, and retake the inlet tube, insert it back in. When dealing with quick connect fittings, you just insert the tube until you feel it seat, and then it will not come out. The way you disconnect the quick connect fitting is to hold the collar and just allow it to pull out. So again, reseating it, it's good to go. Your yellow needs to be connected to some place where it can drain, dedicated drain, open to atmosphere, or if you're going underneath your sink, there are drain saddles that are available for that. The feed to the unit is going to be your 1/4-inch hose bib. What we recommend for feed is to use the black tube. Then again, we will take one end of the hose, making sure that it has a nice flush cut, shove it into the fitting. We will take the other end of the hose, again, nice flat cut. We will shove that into the 1/4-inch quick connect. We can then take this and hook this up to our cold water feed. Be sure never to use hot water. Hot water will melt your RO membrane. From there, we have our product out of the unit, which is going to be this blue tube. We can then take this blue tube, just connect it to our outlet of the DI chamber, and then you can turn on your water supply from what is feeding this. You need to have at least 40 psi on the gauge. Anything less in your unit will possibly not make RO water, and the quality of water leaving the membrane will not be the best. One tip from me is to go ahead and remove the DI filter upon startup. The reason for this is that your RO membrane has preservatives on it, as it comes from the manufacturer. If we allow this water to immediately run into the DI filter, we are going to unnecessarily exhaust our DI filter about 5 or 10% for no reason. So what I like to do is just install the system, remove the DI, allow the system to run for approximately 2 to 3 gallons, check it with a TDS meter if you have one on hand. As long as you reduce the incoming TDS by 90%, it is then safe to put the DI filter back into place, at which point you will have 0 TDS leaving the system, and that's what it should always be, is 0 parts per million. From there, if you need to leave your unit hooked up for unattended automated water making, you will need a float valve, 1/4-inch float valve, and a 1/4-inch automatic shutoff kit, which we will discuss the installation and functionality of in a future video. But for right now, as long as you've got your cold water feed and your good water out, make sure your drain is somewhere where it can drain appropriately. You just need to make sure you have 40 PSI and you're good. You'll be making RODI water. Thank you, and we look forward to seeing you again in another video.